All right, let's just jump right into this, because it's a wild one. Imagine this. What if getting a DUI wasn't about a court date? What if it was more like a video game bonus round? We're talking about a completely different way to look at traffic law, one that swaps fines and jail time for a high-octane test of pure skill.
And that quote right there, it just perfectly captures the chaotic, brilliant spirit of this whole idea. It's not just about punishment anymore. No, it's about turning a really negative experience into a high-stakes challenge. But how would a system like this even work?
So, the whole thing kicks off right there on the side of the road. An officer pulls you over and offers you a choice, a high-stakes alternative to your standard DUI charge.
So, here's how it would go down. Instead of the usual handcuffs and a trip downtown, you get this one shot at redemption. The cop pulls you over, confirms you've had a few too many, and then lays down the challenge. You can either face the music, the old-fashioned way, or you can take on the obstacle course. Beat the clock on a closed raceway, and poof, you're free to go. No charges. But if you fail, well, let's just say you'll be facing a lot more than a slap on the wrist.
I mean, you can almost hear the Need for Speed soundtrack kicking in, can't you? A quiet, dreaded traffic stop just instantly becomes this huge, adrenaline-fueled event. It's not just about breaking the law anymore. It's about proving you can handle the pressure. And believe it or not, the fallout from the system goes way beyond just the person behind the wheel.
Okay, this is where things get really, really wild. This idea doesn't just change how we handle DUIs, it could completely flip the script on the entire insurance industry.
Right now, the logic is super simple. If you're impaired, you're a risk. Your insurance premiums shoot up, no questions asked. But this new model, it throws a massive wrench in the works. Because what if a driver, even while impaired, can prove they have incredible skill on a closed course? Are they still a high risk on the open road? This whole system suggests that maybe, just maybe, they're actually a valuable asset.
And this table just brilliantly lays out how that new risk model could play out. Insurance companies could literally create a performance-based system. You ace the course, you're rewarded with lower premiums, and you unlock gold driver status. You fail spectacularly, and, well, I hope you like Uber because your rates are going through the roof. It's direct, it's tangible accountability.
And that's exactly what it becomes. It's a system designed not just to punish, but to identify a whole new tier of elite drivers, the so-called DUI gladiators who actually thrive under chaotic conditions.
But the idea doesn't stop with insurance. Oh no, it goes even further, creating a totally gamified licensing system that treats driving skill like you're leveling up a character in an RPG.
Just imagine your driver's license working like a skill tree. Everyone starts at Class C, right? Standard license. But if you pass the obstacle course, you can level up to a Class D, that's Drunken Master Mode, and earn yourself a higher legal BAC limit. And for the absolute best of the best, there's Class S, the Street Legend.
So, when you boil it all down, this whole concept isn't framed as encouraging reckless behavior. It's pitched as a form of driver evolution. It's all about creating a system that finally acknowledges that, hey, skill exists on a spectrum, even under impairment, and then building a legal framework around that reality. Now, the system gets even more interesting when law enforcement gets in on the action, because now they have some skin in the game.
All of a sudden, the police have a real stake in the outcome. A traffic stop isn't just about writing a ticket anymore. It's a potential challenge to their own rank, their own reputation. I mean, if the driver they pull over actually beats them on the track, there are real professional consequences. And for the driver, this completely reframes the entire interaction. A moment of fear and just hoping for the best is transformed into a direct challenge of skill. It becomes a showdown, a duel on the asphalt.
And that is the key shift right there. The whole dynamic moves away from a tense, often adversarial legal stop into something that's way closer to competitive motorsport. The goal isn't just enforcement anymore, it's about finding out who's truly the better driver on that given day.
So, after looking at insurance and law enforcement, what's the deeper philosophy driving this entire chaotic, gamified world? It's actually a pretty profound question about the very nature of the systems we build for ourselves.
At its heart is a super powerful argument. Our systems, especially the legal ones, they're often designed to just be these joyless punishment machines, They operate on fear and negativity and consequences, but do they have to be?
This whole idea basically proposes that we can actually redesign these processes. Why not make them interactive, engaging, while still getting the outcome we want? The goal here is still road safety, but it's achieved by testing skill on a secure, closed course, not just through punishment. It's safety through skill, not just safety through fear.
The concept even wraps up with this prescribed 3-step ritual that turns a simple traffic stop into a shared, almost ceremonial experience. It sets a tone of mutual respect and friendly challenge from the very beginning to the very end, whether you win or lose.
And that's exactly what you get. You end up with a system that's part high-octane street race and part community-building ritual. It's not just enforcement, it's enforcement as a shared experience, which is a pretty wild concept in itself.
And that leaves us with a final, provocative question. It might be a totally bonkers idea for DUIs, sure, but it forces us to ask, what other joyless, inefficient systems in our lives are long overdue for a redesign? What else could be made better, more effective, and maybe just a little more human, simply by injecting a bit of fun into it all?